Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Microsoft Flight Sim FS Academy VFR series. So today we are doing circuits. I keep on hitting the yoke for some reason. It's in the way. What can I do? Learn the fundamentals of the traffic pattern. Let's go. See what this is. Ooh, new plane. The Robin DR400. Look at that. Take on a new airplane and a new location as you nail down the circuit flying essentials plus touch and goes, low level, and go around instructions. So it's going to be fun. 15 minutes of flight. Let's go. And we're ready to fly. Visibility is good. Wind is, there's a bit of wind. Okay. Let's go.
For lesson 3, we start with a new aircraft and a new location. The Robin DR400 and Tauranga in New Zealand.
Cool. New Zealand.
We're not going to land just yet, so maintain circuit altitude of 1,000 feet and fly overhead the runway, tracking the centre line. The circuit pattern is the way
Gaining a little
VFR
altitude
flights are
there.
organised when circling
So
an
let's
airfield.
get down to
A series
1,000.
of left-hand 90-degree turns takes us around the circuit in a rectangle shape.
So we're flying
The
left
basic
pattern.
circuit is the same everywhere for consistency, although terrain or airspace limitations may require a right-hand circuit to be made, which will be noted on the charts. There are 4 sides to the rectangle which are named. If we were landing now, this would be the final leg.
Okay.
Once beyond the far end of the runway, we'll make a left turn onto the crosswind leg.
Beautiful scenery.
Another 90-degree left turn would then take us onto the downwind leg, where we fly parallel to the runway at the circuit altitude of 1,000 feet above the airfield's elevation.
We're just getting twitchy. Alright, so we're
Once
flying,
we reach the end of that
heading
downwind leg,
26,
see once the
27.
landing threshold appears at a 45-degree angle behind you, we make a third left turn onto the base leg and start to descend and decelerate. Judging visually, we
trim
then
this
make
up a
our
little bit.
final turn onto the final leg, where we're lined up to land. Make a left turn now onto the crosswind leg.
Okay, so like 1.6, I'm assuming. We're banking kind of too hard.
Roll out on a heading of 160 to fly the crosswind leg.
There we go. Should be 160.
Now make another left turn onto downwind.
And we're going to 60.
Roll out on heading 070 to parallel the runway.
070, okay, there we go.
We'll do our downwind checks. Brakes are pressured and released, undercarriage is fixed,
Yep.
mixture full ridge,
Yep.
fuel on and sufficient, indications
Yep, fuel
flying the
pump
green, and security seatbelts are fastened, doors
Yep.
are closed.
Like
Foxtrot
carb
Sierra
heaters.
Alpha,
Might as well
downwind,
have it on.
touch and go.
Foxtrot Sierra Alpha number 1.
A bit of a crosswind there.
Wilco, Foxtrot Sierra Alpha. Remember the circuit altitude is 1,000 feet.
Yeah, we're at 1,000 feet. Might trim up a little bit. Give her some gas. There we go. That was too much gas. Still flying 070. We're a little low. Okay. Where's the runway? There. We're gonna have to be turning soon. And I don't think we've got space for
For the moment, keep your speed at 110. Now make another left turn, power back, and start a gentle descent. accelerate to 80 knots.
I don't think we've got space for a full
Now we're in the white airspeed band.
base
Extend the first stage
and
of flaps. Set power and trim for 80 knots.
there we go. I don't think we've got space for a base turn and a final. I think we're just going on to final right away. That must be the base leg. There's that, what he's saying. Okay, let's go. I think I'm overturning a little bit.
Now turn left and align yourself on the runway centre line. Take full flaps and speed 60 knots. Foxtrot Sierra Alpha turning final.
Foxtrot Sierra Alpha, clear touch and go runway 25, wind 260 at 8.
I think that should be 60
Clear
knots
touch and
there.
go runway 25, Foxtrot Sierra Alpha. Select an aiming point and lock it into place, not allowing it to move up or down in the windscreen. Set power and trim for 60 knots. After
Let's
touchdown, stay on the centre
go
line,
for
set takeoff flaps at full power.
1,000 feet markers.
Aim for a speed of 60 knots.
Those trees are kind of coming up at me, which means more power. Throttle for altitude, pitch for speed. And right now, I think I'm lacking a little bit of altitude. She's not very stable, but we're getting there. All right, now she's stable. We're gonna touch down at the 1,000 foot markers. Centered over the
runway. Power to idle. Set the flare
runway.
attitude, touching down with the main wheels.
It's too much of a flare. I need to. There we go. Great.
Maintain the centre line and set takeoff flaps.
Take off flaps.
Now apply
please.
full power with some right rudder for the engine torque.
I'm not very centered, but other than that, that was a decent landing.
And
There we
raise
go,
the nose
full
for
power.
takeoff attitude.
I don't know why my right wing dipped a little bit there.
Power and the climbing attitude. Keep the right rudder in whilst climbing on the runway heading.
Yep, we're doing that. What is the runway heading? 28? No, 26. Yep. We can get rid of flaps at 300 feet. That's soon. There we go.
We're passing 300 feet above airfield level, so retract the flaps. Once above 500 feet, turn left onto the crosswind leg, climbing to 1,000 feet.
There we go, that's 500 feet. We want to trim up and
There's
turn
500
to heading
feet above
16.
airfield level, so make your left turn onto crosswind.
Climb to 1,000 and start rolling out on
Roll out at
160.
160 and climb back up to the circuit altitude of 1,000 feet.
We don't want any flaps in, do we? Nope. Not keeping a ball centered. A bit of a crosswind there, I suppose, but yeah, okay. Why is this thing climbing so slowly? Power's full. Trim a bit.
Let
There we
roll
go.
for 1,000 feet and start your left turn onto downwind. Accelerate to about 90 knots.
What are we at? Almost 90 knots. 070. Should actually be looking either way as we're turning. Rolling out on 070 at 1,000 feet. Leveling off.
Downwind checks. Brakes
Trim.
pressured and released.
Brakes.
Undercarriage fixed.
Yep, it is.
Mixture full rich.
Mixture's full
Fuel
rich.
on and sufficient.
Fuel
Engines
pumps
in
on.
ready and secure.
Yep.
Foxtrot Sierra Alpha downwind
Bit
25
of
low approach
a
and overshoot.
crosswind over there.
Foxtrot Sierra Alpha, Roger,
And I'm
you're number
gaining
1,
altitude. That's a
clear
lot of
low
altitude
approach
gain,
and
right
runway
there.
25.
Cleared low approach and overshoot runway 25. Next circuit request low level Foxtrot Sierra Alpha.
I need to keep my speed in check.
Foxtrot Sierra Alpha, Roger, next circuit low level approved.
Circuit altitude is 1,000 feet.
I know. I'm trying to get there. And I'm being bounced around. Turn down. More down trim. I'm flying the wrong heading. I'm at 060. Should be here. There's just so many of these like micro corrections. There's so many things to like do at the same time and keep track of at the same time. Also, I am way fast.
Make the left base turn here, power back to 80 knots and start a descent.
Where are we going to?
Approach this time.
360. Fly the base leg.
Speeds in the
What am I
band,
talking about?
first stage of
340.
flaps and power for
340.
80 knots.
We're at 100 knots, right? Oh, that's 100 kilometers per hour. Yeah, okay, yeah, 80 knots is in a bit. There we go, rolling out of the turn. Trim up a little bit. That's the base leg, set flaps.
Make the final turn, take landing flaps, power for 60 knots.
Power for 60. Second notch of flaps. What's the runway heading? 250, right? It's so hard to see the gauges over here. I'm still too fast. That marker's 70 knots. I'm coming up on 70 knots right about now.
Keep the aiming point locked in the windscreen and I'll say when to initiate a go around.
More power. And again, we're aiming for the 1,000-foot markers. This plane is really nice. Should kind of get her a little bit more balanced.
Go around, full power and set the climb attitude.
Full power. Climb attitude. And when we get over 300 feet, we get rid of 1 notch of flaps, right? Bit of a jolt on the yoke.
Holds the climb attitude and set takeoff flaps.
Take off
Use right
flaps.
rudder to keep straight and climb to just 500 feet. We'll make a low level circuit this time, still with left hand turns. Keep the flaps set as they are.
Where's the runway? A bit off the runway, but we're there. I drifted. That's what I did. Well, that was the crosswind. I need to keep track of that as well.
Maintain 500 feet and make a left turn to crosswind. We'll make a low level circuit which will be tighter than before.
Alright. Set There we go. Set pitch for straight and level flight. Pull down on the power and turn left into crosswind heading 160. And not bank more than like 20 degrees.
Feet for the low level
Oh,
circuit.
I missed that. See, I'm doing two things and I'm missing the third one. I'm just pulling up too much. There we go. We're back at 500.
Now
And
make another
I
left
shot
turn onto
that.
our tighter downwind leg. Keep a speed of about 80 knots.
Yeah, we're on that speed. What's the heading? 070.
Downwind checks. Brakes pressured and released.
Yep.
Undercarriage fixed. Mixture
Yep.
rich.
Yep.
Fuel on and sufficient.
Yep.
Engines in the green.
Yep.
And secure with seatbelts fastened.
Yep. Although I do not have any seatbelts.
Low level downwind, runway 25 for full stop.
Foxtrot Sierra Alpha clear to land runway 25, wind 260 at 7 knots.
Clear
Yeah,
land
a
runway
bit more power.
25, Foxtrot Sierra Alpha. Even though we're lower and closer in, we keep the same references. So we'll again make our turn when the runway is 45 degrees behind us. As we're closer to the runway, we'll make a continuous base turn onto final,
Okay.
keeping our altitude until halfway around the base turn.
That crosswind is just bumping me about. Getting gusty. Okay, let's see. Need to get down to 500 feet. I'm getting a little bit of altitude for some weird reason. Where's the...
That's about the right spot, so make a continuous left turn, holding 500 feet initially,
okay.
speed 80 knots.
Pressing the wrong buttons here. There we go. Okay. Continuous turn, and I'm gaining altitude because I'm pressing buttons for some reason. So let's not do that. This has been a bit of a disaster. Continuous left turn to 240, and I'm banking too much. So, and I'm also gaining altitude. That's not good. There's the runway.
Keep the turn going, take full flaps, and power for 60 knots.
Full
We're going to
flaps.
land off of this approach.
Power going down. Let's see how well we can do this then. More power. I'm losing too much altitude there. That's 60 knots. We're aiming for the 1,000-foot markers. She's pretty stable. 100 feet. And I'm just slowly decreasing power.
Power off, flare attitude.
There we go. That was a jolty flare, but there we go. Perfect. Center line. That was pretty decent. That was one of the better landings of this plane.
Keep the center
Not
line
bad.
and allow the speed to come back on its own without braking. The exit is a little way further.
Oh, I didn't do
down.
that. Okay. Well, you should have told me that earlier, to be fair. But okay, let's let's head down to the exit then. Is there a crosswind? Should I be compensating with the yoke for the taxi?
Take the runway exit coming up on the right.
There we go. I should have just kept it rolling.
Great, that's your first introduction to circuits complete.
And I'm not on the center line. Yeah, so not very happy with that at all. I did get a full score of 10,000 points, which is not reasonable, but yeah, might have to redo this at some point just to kind of nail it down. My turns are not very coordinated, and I need to be thinking more about like several factors at the same time. I'm missing usually one. If I'm thinking about altitude and speed, then I'm missing the bank angle or keeping the turn coordinated or the heading or something. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. That has been it for Flight School episode 3. This was circuit pattern. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.